back to Lloyd and JD, the best fucking podcast in the world. I am Lloyd.
I'm JD.
We got a new guest today. Name of?
Damien Mustaphi.
Damien Mustaphi. And you're not in a band, right?
I'm not in a band, but I do a lot of work with artists.
All right, so tell us what you do then. Because I have no idea what you do. JD, I'm sure you guys know each other.
Yeah. So I do artist development. It started off as artist management, but then over the years, I kind of cut back based on what a manager does and what people perceive to be what a manager does.
What do people perceive?
Well, people perceive that they bring in a manager, this person handles everything for them, right?
And that's not what a manager does.
And that's not what a manager does. A manager is a liaison between everything that goes on and the band. Okay. So I changed my management title to developer, artist developer.
To stop people from thinking
Just stop people from doing that, yeah. Yeah, and then that encompasses a little bit more. I work with artists and I teach them about the business side of the business. Okay. Teach them how to get their royalties, how to make sure that they have writing credits on everything, and building up their business, working on their marketing plans, working on their social media, all those kind of things, and building a team of people that can come together and bring on booking agents and that kind of thing as well.
Okay. How do you even get started in a business like that? It blows my mind that, because I wouldn't even know where to start. Like, I have no idea.
It kind of fell on my plate. I've always been, as JD knows, I'm into photography and video production too. That's sort of what my background is and my education. And music has always been a huge part of my life. So over the years, I just sort of, I was like, oh, you guys need this, or you guys need that, or you should, build this website. And all the artists are like, what? I don't know I don't know how to do this. Yeah, okay. And then so it kind of just falls back on me at that time. Okay. Sort of build those things.
All right, that makes more sense than someone just going out there and being like, I'm going to be a musical manager, because I don't fucking know anyone. So if I was just like, I'm going to be a musical manager, what's up, man? You want me to manage some shit? It probably wouldn't work that great. But like if you're in the industry and you're talking to these guys all the time, it makes much more sense.
But what you're talking about, you see some of that. I've seen lots of that. I've talked to guys that you're definitely.
So how can I go about doing that?
No. And guys are paying guys that are like that. I mean, I've talked about things like hiring publicists with people before, and there's a wide variety of what you get in the music world, and sometimes there's people that are out there doing things that they maybe shouldn't be, or are not quite in there. In your experience, how are you getting connected with guys, and where are you what's the starting point for you with a band, I guess is.
You mean like starting to work with them, or just
just a starting point? If somebody comes to you and is looking for your services, where do you start with most bands?
With most bands, it starts similar to that. I find out how serious the band actually is. Yeah. Because I mean, as you guys know, you don't have a lot of time, right? We only have a certain amount of time that we're here for, so we want to spend it the best way possible, right? So I usually sit down, I have a preliminary meeting with the band and find out where they're at, right? If they don't know what SoCan is, if they don't even have their social media set up, or if you look at their social media and it's awful, like they're taking photos on their phone. And
is this you gone to the band to do this, or have they come to you at this point though?
Most of the bands come to me.
Okay.
Yeah. Lately I've sort of reached out to a few and just said like, hey, what are you guys working on? Yeah. Do you guys want some help in this?
No, I get that, but I figured you just going up to bands being like, hey, let me see your shit. And I was like, that's fucking weird, man. Can you imagine? I'd be like, who the fuck?
Who are you?
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah.
No, you're dissing my page? No, but if they've come to you, okay, that makes sense.
Like in most cases, it'll be a referral. So they'll see something on their friend's band page and they'll be like, oh, who did that?
Yeah.
Oh, it was so-and-so. And then it kind of, you just build your circle that way. Like I've worked with a lot of bands in that capacity where I'll start with one band and we'll have an undetermined amount of time that we're going to work together. It turns into like 6-7 years, right? Wow. And then out of that, you're branching off and you're doing work with all of their friends' bands and things like that.
That's steady work.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's got to be challenging though. Like, I mean, I'm sure you get a lot of people that haven't set up anything. And so with those kind of guys, if they've got nothing set up, are you sending them elsewhere or?
No, it depends. Like, I mean.
More money?
What's that? Well, it's definitely more time, so that should equal more money, right?
Right. That's how life works usually.
Yeah, so. But it's those are the projects that I really like. Is sort of those like clean slate ones. So some of the clean slates that I started with was the first band that I moved out to Calgary to work with was Makeshift Innocence, and so I worked with them for the first year. So that was a whole lot of branding and everything like that, and they had never played a live show before.
Also, very beginning.
So very beginning. And so getting a show was very tough.
Right.
And so our first show was the Ironwood, the old Ironwood, so the Blues Can, on a Monday night in May.
Wow.
And we sold it out with $25 a pop.
Well, that's
so
good.
that was a good starting point. And then after the first year, they left on a Canadian tour and were approached by a different gentleman who took them on as their manager. And after that, I went on and I started working with Throne of Vengeance, who had at the time just finished their first EP in the Toronto area. So I've been working with them since then. So that's 7 years, 8 years almost now.
That's a long time.
With those guys. And lots of accomplishments with those guys and a lot of trial and error stuff. So with that stuff, I brought that to different bands. So I worked with the Chronic Groove Band, who have now dissolved and become 36.
The Chronic Groove.
Yeah, the KJB.
KJB, that's what they called themselves. Oh, God. The Chronic Groove. I can get into that.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Was marijuana involved in that name? Or was it just chronic grooving? They were just chronic about groove.
It was Chronic with a K.
Yeah, so it was.
It would be marijuana then.
We'll leave it at that.
I love my Chronic me. I could get down with some Chronic Groove.
Yeah, they were awesome. They were like...
me and Jordie did some Chronic Groove before we came.
There you go. You guys are doing the Chronic Groove now.
Yeah. We're hot. We are heavy Chronic Groovers.
There you go.
The
KGs, you just need the Bs now.
Got it all. Yeah. Got it all.
I guess if you put those brownies in there, they're
KGBs. Yeah. It's the brownies you want to stay away from. They fuck me. Jesus Christ. That's like acid. That's not even weed anymore. Oh, sorry. That's not even Chronic Groove anymore.
No.
But that's a beautiful name. I'm surprised they changed it. Why?
I'm not sure, actually. I think... when we first started working with them, they had 4 or 5 guys in the band,
and they just split up.
It grew to 9.
Oh, holy fuck!
Yeah, they had a whole.
That's Chronic Groove, right there.
Yeah, they had a brass section. Like, oh wow, it was insane.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, they were awesome though. They were a really good band.
4.1 foot black albino choir that sings in the back. That sounds epic though. Jesus Christ! Why would they need that many? What kind of music was it?
It was funk. It was like rockin' and funk. It was like Jackson Brown meets Jamiroquai.
Hopefully no trans funk, because we all know that's bad for you.
Trans funk's bad for you.
Yeah.
But Jamiroquai, I haven't heard that one on the podcast yet. No one's quoted Jamiroquai yet.
Yeah.
My mum fucking loves Jamiroquai.
Yeah.
Oh, loves it. That is one weird fucking dude right there.
Yeah.
Jamiroquai. Good shit though.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I get down with some Jamiroquai.
Yeah. So do you find a lot of guys are missing out on the royalties and all the SoCan stuff? You know, like, you know, personally, I think there's a huge gap. A lot of guys that I talk to who don't even register their stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know about it. And when you start getting to that level where you're either serious or semi-serious, like that's when you need to be doing that stuff, right? That's when it matters.
Yeah.
So anytime you're playing a show, that's when you have money that's waiting for you.
Yeah. What's registering? What the fuck? What are we talking about here? Lost me.
Registering, well, we'll let Damien explain.
All right.
So SoCan is it's a government funded organization in Canada.
Okay.
They operate out of Toronto, and essentially what it is it protects the musician's rights, the artist's rights to the writing royalties of a song.
Okay.
Right. So we sit down, we write a song. And
it's protected. It's theirs, so no one else can sing that song. And we're like, yeah, I wrote it.
It's not that no one can sing it. It's that we own.
So if someone
the writing
does sing
portion
it, you
of
get
it.
money for that, or something.
Yeah,
like that?
or if we sing it, right? So we sit down and we go, okay, let's divide it up evenly. Let's just do it 33% across the board, right?
Okay, so even if they sing their own song, they're getting money for that.
It leads to that. Yeah,
that's fucking crazy.
So
leads to royalties off radio play, all sorts of things.
Yeah. And live performances. Yeah. That's the biggest one.
Even when you go to Walmart and they're playing music in the background, bands making royalties off that.
What a great industry.
We piqued Lloyd's interest now.
Yeah. I just pitched a tent in my panties.
And it's free. It's free to sign up and become an artist of it. Money. Yeah. But nobody does it because nobody knows about it.
It's free. You heard it here first. Yeah. Go fucking do it. What are you doing?
Yeah. But that's obviously where you come in, and that's, you know, a big part of your services.
Exactly,
sure that these people understand that this is how
so I could
stuff works.
Potentially make a jingle and get it whatevered
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it ever so happened to be played, I'd make money off that jingle.
That's correct.
That's right.
Oh, dude, we got to make some fucking jingles.
Yeah. And the other thing too is that what you can do is you can write it.
And I don't actually have to sing.
And you can be like, I think a girl needs to sing it. I think she needs to have this style of voice.
What are we doing?
And then you reach out to your network, and then you
Yeah.
find somebody, right? Like somebody that's big in the scene right now, that's making waves,
Yeah.
and you're like, I think you should record this.
That's awesome. You know how many fucked up jingles me and Jordie make up all the time? Right? And they're good.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, there you go. You're going to have a new client in this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scrap the podcast. I'm going in the jingle biz. I'm going for it.
Yeah. So would you say the vast majority of people that you know, that work with, that come to you, how many actually know that that's available to them?
A lot of them know about it, but they don't have it set
They
up.
don't have it set
Or
up.
they have it set up and they have never updated it.
Right.
Right. They logged in once and they're like, what do I do? How do I put my song in there? What do I do? So a lot of times what I've been doing lately is I just do that on contract, and I just say, send me, when you guys write a new song, send me the breakdown of all the members of percentages, give me the name of the song, obviously, and the length of it. That's all I need to go in and put it in. So I sign a non-disclosure with that artist that I have access to their account and log in and do it.
Some songs, do different people in the band get a different percentage of what's coming back.
Yeah.
Why would that happen?
Well, that's the ego thing, right?
Oh, okay.
So like a lot of times in the 70s and 80s, it was one guy in the band that would take all the royalties for the song.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
No.
What?
That's serious. Yeah.
Why the fuck would anyone sign up for that? Like, yeah, I'm not playing drums no more then, peace. Why would you ever sign that piece of paper? You're practically getting poorer and he's...
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, in the 70s and 80s and early 90s, bands would tour bigger circuits too, right?
Yeah.
So you'd have a higher payout for your guitar player for a show, right? So he'd make 10, 15K from that. Meanwhile, your radio play is all going to your vocalist, let's say.
Right. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, that's why there's a lot of stuff now that's happening where people are trying to go back in time to
I bet
to
they are.
recoup that, right?
I fucking bet they are.
Yeah.
If I was a singer, I'd be like, yeah, boys, I think we should go back in time.
Yeah.
I think I should get all of it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, though. It should be equal parts, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, the technical ownership is lyric and vocal melody. That's all that makes up a song. It doesn't matter what guitar line you put down, what drum
Yeah, but
solo
if you were
put
to
in there.
show up with just the vocal, I'd fucking leave.
Yeah.
So technically, you can't be a band by yourself. Like, say Megadeth wanted to suddenly do that. Like, they're all like, "Hey, fuck you, he's taking all the money," and then they did what? Dave Mustaine's just gonna show up and fucking what? He's gonna sing fucking Sweat
I'm
and
pretty
Bullets?
sure Dave Mustaine is probably the soul guy.
Yeah,
on a
he's
lot
the
of
soul
his
guy.
stuff.
But
Yeah.
I don't get that.
But I mean
Because-
that comes down to process. I mean,
Because
what
people
you're
love the
talking-
guitar players to these bands. Like
Yeah.
they go there sometimes just to see the guitar player, and then you've cut out so much profit just by, say, you jeopardize that relationship. You've cut out so much profit because he's part of your chemistry. That's why you
in
fucking
some
work.
bands, right? You've
No?
got 5 guys that play. It might be 1 or 2 of them that write the song, and that's why sometimes it's broken up that way because the other guys.
Okay, great.
You hate to say it, but are replaceable quite easily.
Yeah.
But then to say that, I think if you can say that about anyone in your band, then he shouldn't be in your band to begin with. Yeah. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
If you've got a band, it should be all the strongest people that you believe belong in your band. They're not replaceable. And it's the same with any job. If you have a crew and you have a wink link and he doesn't fit in, or you think he's replaceable easy, fucking replace him.
Yeah.
There's no need to have that person lingering around. Someone's going to get hurt.
But that's where ego comes in a lot of times, right? I mean, a lot of times you've got guys with massive egos and they're going to, working with, let's say, Axl Rose or, some of these guys that are, notorious for
I
it.
would tell him to go fuck
Sebastian Bach's another guy that was notorious for all that kind of stuff. I mean, huge egos. Well, that's why a lot of bands break up because, sometimes things like that and even the discussion of money
But
becomes
then
a
why
huge
would
deal,
bands
especially when
nowadays
they become
be
famous.
trying to bring that back? Shouldn't it be like just even split between everyone? You wouldn't have a band if one of them disappeared. So.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, hence why your example of Megadeth, they pretty much had a new lineup every single album, right?
Yeah.
And that's
one
what-
guy was subbing out because who knows what the
Yeah.
circumstances
It's
around
all
on
a big
what it
mess.
was.
That just seems fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want your band to be a team, like a big?
Well, you want that ultimately, but
you're not
sometimes that doesn't work,
ripping
right?
off your fucking band
Sometimes
members.
it doesn't work.
No, sometimes it doesn't work. It doesn't work if you're ripping off your band members. It doesn't.
But you know what? Like to the same extent, if you're making an album together and everybody's on there, I mean that could be fair. I mean later on when you're doing other projects and you've switched all the members, then those people change. That album doesn't change, so you'll still get royalties. So if you and I make an album and then you decide you're going to go off and we have a 50-50 split, you make it big and all of a sudden they start buying that album, I'll actually make some profit off that as well.
I know, but I just...
Yeah. But,
like, if you're mates with your band members, it just seems like a fucked up thing to do to me.
It is,
but that's the other side. Is it the band of your, like, friends, or is it a band for business?
But that's the thing. I find the best bands have chemistry.
Yeah.
You can't have a good fucking band. Like you can't just be all business in a band because you're shit. No, like you might have a good, someone giving you merchandise out and someone really pushing you, but at the end of the day, you were shit. Yeah. So eventually, people will think you were shit. Yeah. Where good chemistry comes from relationships. That's you train together. You work. It's like a football team. It's like anything where you're involved with other people. It's a relationship. Yeah. You see, like I work with guys every day. I see them for 8 hours a day. That's a relationship. I see them more than my girlfriend. I am with those guys all day. I have to look out for them. We're driving Bobcats. We're around tools. It's a relationship. So if you do have someone that doesn't fit into that relationship, you find that they get shot off real quick or they leave real quick, and then you get someone else. And if the chemistry fits, now that become a new person to the crew, and now you've got a bigger crew. And I find that's how every kind of team sport works, even a band. And you should always have chemistry. If you think your bassist is replaceable, then you shouldn't. He shouldn't be on the team.
I agree.
You shouldn't be cutting a different wage for him. It should be to the point to where you are like, I wrote this song, but no one can play that bass riff I wrote better than this fucking guy. And that's why he gets the same amount that I get, because I wrote it, or I did this, but he plays the bass better than anyone I fucking know in the world. Yeah. And that's why he's in my band.
Yeah. It all depends where the band...
Is that not what you want?
Yeah,
or do you just want, I got a bassist. Yeah, I'll just get a new one. If he fucks off, I'll get a new one. Yeah. That's why your band isn't as good as that band.
Yeah, but you have to understand that there's different routes for bands. There's bands that start... they're grassroots, they're friends, they pick up instruments, they learn instruments together, and they build from there. And there'll be a great, strong foundation there. But there's also the flip side of that, and the music industry has done a lot of these things where they will take guys and they will go and they will audition 50 people, 100 people, 1,000 people.
And that's still fine.
And they'll pick 4, and they're a complete construct. There's no chemistry necessarily
but that
between
can build.
them. They can build on that, but
just
what it is, it's a music industry construct, and every person in that band, to the music industry, the managers that put them together, is 100% replaceable.
They shouldn't be playing music.
Yeah, but that's the nature of the industry.
In
if
my
you can
opinion,
put in sync together, and they can make you millions of dollars, whether it's
if
for
you're
2
watching
years,
this show and you fucking don't like your band members, I don't think you should be in a fucking band.
Yeah. But if you're making $20 million a year.
If you're replaceable in a setting, you shouldn't be in that setting. Yeah. And that's how I fucking feel. When our boss has told me in the past, you're replaceable, I fucking quit. Yeah. If I'm replaceable, I'll see you later. And what do they always do? Call you, I'm sorry.
Yeah. You never want to speak to a music AR exec or anything like that, because they'll have a totally different viewpoint.
And that I think that's disgusting.
Yeah, but that's part of the illness that
music is an art form. It's not a fucking company. It's not a fucking. You shouldn't ever look at your fucking music as like I'm in a fucking company. You should look at it as I'm making art. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure labels see it completely different.
Yeah, of course they do, because they're businessmen. But I'm saying we're talking about lower generation guys starting to do this, and I think they're fucking fools. Yeah. Okay, if you're not getting paid 15 grand, so shut the fuck up. Yeah. It's a bigger argument when you're dealing with bigger fucking music industries and you're being pushed by bigger guys. Yeah. But if you're starting out a band in Calgary and you're that low and you're trying to cut...
if it's grassroots, it's an entirely
and you're trying to cut
thing.
yourself a fucking 70% cut, you're a piece of shit. Go fuck yourself. Go fucking throw yourself off a bridge.
I'll go with that. I will go with that.
Like, you don't have an argument there. You're going to make, a couple $100, if that, go fuck yourself. You're going to take that away from your band who's helping you make it. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah. I'll bitch slap a fool for that.
Yeah. So beyond SoCan, what else do you find that bands are deeply missing in when they first come to you?
Really good social media.
Yeah.
And that's everything from like the images that they put up, the videos that they put up, and just the posts that they make, right?
Yeah.
They're not engaging. They're very there's no substance to them. It's very just liquid, there's nothing there. There's no substance. And so I work with them on that, like figure out, what are you trying to do here? Are you trying to get somebody to your show? Are you trying to promote your album? Like, what are you guys trying to do? And they're like, well, I'm just making a Monday post. Well, Maybe save it for another day and do something legit, right? You know, or they get super excited about like, oh, we have our first single, let's release it today. Well, it's 11:30 at night, guys.
Yeah.
On a Tuesday night, you know, your audience is in bed because they get up at 6. You know, maybe this is better to hold off and post it during the day when they're on their lunch hour, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And or maybe even put up a 30-second teaser of that song. Don't put up the whole song right away. Let's build some, you know, some momentum for this.
Yeah.
You know, so I do things like that with them, and I've done a few different things too. Like we used to do tickets before tickets were a thing for a show, right? What's the incentive of coming to the show? Is it because I get $2 off my ticket before I get there that night? What's the other incentive that I can give you, right? Stickers or like whatever. Stickers are not that big anymore, but you know, it was at the time, it was stickers, it was buttons, it was, you know, like mini poster things, things like that, right?
People fucking love buttons.
Yeah. People still love buttons.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Button lovers.
Yeah.
I think it was one of those things though that it just comes in and everyone has them, and then the novelty kind of wears away, and the ones that have lasted through it are the ones that are doing it well.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing with everything is trying to stand out. I mean, it's difficult at times to stand out, and
yeah,
I think you made reference to it earlier. You know, like a lot of guys they're just throwing up posts for the sake of posts. It's, you know, a blurry iPhone video or, you know, shot from a fan.
Facebook
and
fucking sucks.
You
though.
know, it's it doesn't necessarily do you
pain.
any favors, right?
yeah,
You know, those things can be important because a lot of even big mainstream acts will utilize fan photos and all that kind of stuff in their streams, but they will have other stuff as well.
Totally, it's got to be used well. Yeah,
about Facebook.
Yeah.
So I can see how a band would find it hard to care.
Yeah.
About.
I think it's necessary. I mean, even for us, it's
we've
it's
talked about
necessary
that, but
evil,
it's
right?
hard to care about Facebook.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why having somebody in place for that allows you to kind of take it out of that. It's like,
you don't
you do
have
it,
to fucking care, which sounds amazing because it's horrible. I hate Facebook.
Yeah. And that's why I run it.
It's good. It's good for cat videos.
Yeah.
But you need to find somebody that gels with your band. That's the biggest thing, right?
Then Facebook's, I guess, okay if you're not working a full-time job and then doing your band, and then it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Because people think you're just going on Facebook. You know, it's fucking like hours of sitting there typing and posting and sharing, and it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's not even fun anymore. It's like now it's become a chore. I have to fucking share this. I have to post this. I have to comment on this. I've got nothing to say, running a blank. And the best comments are fucking just...
Yeah. However, the reality of it is it's one of the best ways to get in touch with people that you don't know. And that's the reality of it, hot and cold. That's all social media.
Yeah. It's just hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
If your full-time job was to just push your fucking career on Facebook, then it wouldn't be as fucking hard. But
And that's why guys hire publicists. In all honesty, that's why people have publicists as well, because they take care of all that stuff.
I'd love to have someone just take care of my life.
Yeah.
Just like totally just run my Twitter page, run my Facebook, run my Instagram, fucking, because it'd probably be pretty good if someone actually fucking did something with it.
Yeah.
I think it would be all right. And even if I had someone just writing my quotes down, it'd be great. My Twitter would be off the fucking chain. I can only imagine how good my Twitter would be.
Yeah.
But it's just too much work for me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have enough time at lunch break. I don't have enough time when I get home. It's like, fuck it. I don't.
And I'm sure all these bands are experiencing the same thing.
Yeah, I really, I feel their pain on that because it's so fucking hard.
So hence, that's why you get a guy.
That's why you exist, man. And it is a good job. It is something that's needed because, like I said, it's fucking hard to take care of that. And if you do want to make it big, you need all that shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if people are looking to work with you, Damien, or get in touch with you, what's the best way to do that?
Through Indie 403.
Indie 403?
Yeah. That's the company that I run all the management services through.
And they'll find that, indie403.com?
That's right. Yeah.
And Facebook?
Facebook, Indie 403, Twitter.
Fucking Instagram.
I think there's an Instagram. Pinterest is cool, but I've never had the.
I've never used it. Just naming shit.
It's totally. I think it's a girlfriend thing.
Yeah, it is. Totally.
Yeah.
They love it.
It's on my phone because her phone died one day and she had to look at Pinterest.
She had to log in.
She had to take a look at Pinterest. So
you should Pinterest some stuff that she wouldn't Pinterest.
Yeah.
She'll be like, how did this get in
some
here?
porno shit. And I'm pretty sure you can find some naked ladies on there or something.
All right.
Are we done?
We are.
You wrapping me up?
You are.
Wrap.
You got to take us out.
All right. Well, I'm Lloyd.
I'm JD.
It was great having you on the show, dude.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Let me know who you are again.
Damien Mustaphi, Indie 403.
Hit him up on Facebook. Indie 403. Fuck all you fucks. All right, I'm Lloyd.
I'm JD.
That's it. It's over.
No peace. See ya.
I'll say peace.
See ya.
It's a wrap. That was brilliant. That was a good one.
Yeah, thanks.